My name is Wayne Winton, and I am the Southwest Board Director of the Associated Locksmiths of America. One of the largest problems plaguing our industry right now is locksmith scams. And I want to break it down because that word is so broad. How are the locksmith scams working? How are the legitimate locksmiths being affected? And what can we actually do about it in this day and age? One of the things that we have to do is identify the major problem. And the major problem is Google, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about Google. However, they have the game rigged against us in a way that is a bit unfair. And here's how it works. Locksmith scams or scammers are practically, they will bring people in from overseas and they will give them some very, very basic training, how to drill out a lock, how to destroy a lock, how to cut a lock off, basically do damage to your vehicle or your home, and then replace the lock and charge you an exorbitant amount of money. The way that a locksmith scam works is you'll pull out your phone, you'll type into Google locksmith, and it'll pop up locksmith near me or locksmith in Glenwood or whatever area you're in. And there'll be a lot of options there. A lot of them will say $19.99, $29.99. Very low prices, extremely low prices. As a consumer, you would think it's all got to be the same service, so why wouldn't I pick the lowest price? Kind of like picking paint at the paint store. Although it doesn't work that way. What will happen is somebody will come out, your call goes to a call center, they dispatch somebody out. Most of the time they will show up in an unmarked vehicle, probably not very professional. Now, I actually drive an unmarked vehicle. It's not the only red flag, but it is one of the red flags. They'll usually come out of the vehicle and not be dressed in anything but street clothes, no uniform, no ID badge. Now, I do always wear a uniform. I do have a ID badge from my association. I have two separate ones, photo ID badges. I also give a quote out over the phone and I stick to that quote no matter what. These companies usually will not give you a quote and stick to it. They'll tell you it's the $19.99 or the $29.99, and then they'll come out and say, oh, you have a high security vehicle. These new vehicles, it's $149 for your vehicle. Or this is a high security lock. We need to drill this lock out, and then I need to replace the lock for another $200 to $300, and they will have you go to the ATM and get cash. They will be very pushy with the cash because they don't want a paper trail of credit card receipts going to an organization. Pretty soon, your $19.99 locksmith has just cost you $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 in some cases. Women and older women are usually targeted. I'm not sure why exactly that is. It's probably easier to be intimidating in those situations, but that is who will usually, that'll happen to, and who gets interviewed by news stations after the fact. And they're better at Google than actual locksmiths. I'm a locksmith. I'm okay at getting my business to rank, but it's not my primary job. My primary job is to do the locksmith thing. That I need to use that skill set. Their primary goal is leveraging Google's algorithm. That's why they always show up at the top first, and then we show up down below. Now, what happens even further is those scam companies will steal phone numbers and websites right out from under legitimate locksmiths that are supposed to be getting those calls, that really do have an actual built reputation in the community. And they will steal those calls because they know how valuable they are. This is how aggressive and how organized these scam artists are in larger cities like Denver, Salt Lake, Chicago. Larger cities is where the bigger problems are. It does happen in the smaller cities as well. So what do we do about this? How can the association and the industry fight back? And that is where I come with public service announcements like this to educate the public, putting videos out that explain what I just explained to everyone here about how to find a more professional locksmith. Ask for a quote. Ask who's coming to come service you. Ask for a name. Are they going to have an ID, a photo ID badge? Do they have a problem or resistance showing that? Will you give me a legitimate quote? I can tell you nobody's going to come out for $19.99 because the ad that you just clicked probably cost $25. Google paid ads. That would be a loss. Nobody's going to operate at a loss. You should expect to pay between $75 and $150 for a lockout of your vehicle or your home, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Probably closer to $200 to $250 on the weekend or weekend emergency service or after hours service. Those are the things that you should be looking for. Also, use a resource called Find a Locksmith. This is what the association has banded together and put together, and the locksmiths listed on Find a Locksmith are already double vetted. So they're vetted on Google to get your Google verification, and you have to pass a background check and go through a separate set of vetting to get on that list. And on that list, we're not saying that there are absolutely no scams there and that everybody is perfect. However, you will have a much higher chance of getting a real, true professional to come out to visit you. This is my public service announcement. I hope I have educated and entertained everyone here for this short time that I have with you. And I hope that you know what to do next time you're looking for a locksmith.